Is Ethiopian ruling party, Prosperity Party, following in the footsteps of Derg's Mengistu Haile government, which was overthrown by an alliance of TPLF, EPLF, and other groups? Some instructions have been passed by the Prosperity Party government. Similar instructions were passed by Mengistu Haile government in its last days. Welcome to my views and my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Firstly, thank you for all the viewers who supported me. I talked about a spam attack on the channel. Several viewers shared their recommendations. I am trying to put in place some checks. Hopefully, we'll get rid of the spammers. It's a particular type of spam attack. Let me thank Robel, especially. He contacted me through Gmail too and guided me how to counter this attack. First news story is about some orders passed by the Prosperity Party, and second news story is about Getachew Reda, Tigray, former Tigray president, who is now state minister, who is forming a political party. Last night, Getachew spoke about it. Let's have a look at the news story about Getachew Reda first, then the second news story about new directions passed by the government. Getachew Reda indirectly announced the formation of a political party last night. He did not clearly say that he had formed a party, but he said that Tigray needs to have more options, not just one option. Means Tigray needs to have more political parties, not just TPLF. He used the term liberal democrat for himself. And he said there's need for liberal democracy in Tigray, and for that, discussions should be held. An organization should be established for that purpose. Consultations should be held in Tigray. So indirectly, he announced that he is going to launch Tigray Liberal Democratic Party, TLDP, which is the name proposed for this new party. Getachew, by the way, tried to remain part of TPLF, but TPLF kicked him out of the party. He tried to establish a splinter group, but splinter group could not gain a foothold politically in major parts of Tigray. It was restricted to southern Tigray. Then he was kicked out of Tigray. He has no options available now except that he should form a new political party. How will this party be seen in Tigray? Will it get support there? Will it be allowed to work in Tigray? All that remains to be seen, but the news has been confirmed. Tigray Liberal Democratic Party is another addition to political forces in Tigray. Nothing wrong with that. Forming a political party is not betrayal. It's every politician's right to form a political party. When you stop people from expressing political views, then you pave the way for the birth of armed groups. Getachew should be allowed to work politically in Tigray. Forming a political party does not amount to creation of divisions. But TPLF people, they will say Getachew is trying to divide the people of Tigray, which is not true. Because Getachew has every right to form a political party. It does not mean that I support Getachew. I don't support anyone. But it's Getachew's right to form a political party, which should be denied. I've been saying Salse Vujene, Tigray Independence Party, Petona, TIP, all these parties should be allowed to carry out political activities in Tigray. TPLF alone is not the political player in Tigray. Political space in Tigray should be opened up for all the political forces. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Will TPLF, Tigray military, allow Getachew's party to function in Tigray? That remains to be seen. Second story is about instructions passed by the Prosperity Party about Kabale district officials in Oromia. All of them will have to undergo military training, 40-day military training. Mandatory for them, it is being reported. It is being reported that Oromia regional government has passed some instructions to Kabale and district level officials of the government that all of them must undertake 40-day military training uh, at Awash Bashole training camp. The important thing about this announcement is that similar announcement was made by Dergs in their final days when EPLF, TPLF were pushing towards Addis Ababa, the capital, pushing towards the headquarter of Mengistu Haile Mariam government. Mengistu Haile Mariam government tried to mobilize all the government people by making it mandatory for them to undertake military training. It is being said that the training is mandatory because these government officials need to protect themselves. It's a sort of self-defense. Defense against Oromo Liberation Army, which is involved in attacks on government people, government institutions. Now, Ola has been operating in the Oromia region for decades. Government claims Ola is dying down. It is on the deathbed. Its capability is degraded considerably. So while Ola is so weak now, why is there need for training tens of thousands of government officials? Either Ola is not weak, or the training is not related to the attacks by the Oromo Liberation. Something big could be coming. That is why the government is preparing its officials for a likely untoward situation. By the way, when tens of thousands of people undertake military training, that comes with a cost, expenditure. How much money is going to be spent on this 40-day training? I would say perhaps billions of birrs will have to be spent. Why? Because you need to provide housing, you need to providing food to the trainings, you need to provide transport, you need to have instructors, you need to have ammunition, you need to have weapons. And how many are the employees in Oromia? I think number, I'm not sure about exact number, but the number would be in tens of thousands. So another military type expenditure is being added. We're seeing more and more military related expenditure in Ethiopia. It's like Eritrea style military training where it is mandatory for everyone to undergo military training, but that starts when you're a student. When you're a student and in the final year of intermediate year, the students have to report at Sawa there. They are trained militarily, then they serve in national service too, indefinitely. In Ethiopia, conscription ongoing, in Oromia being reported, confirmed by several sources that youths are being detained, they are being forcibly recruited into the military. Now, government officials, civilians, they are not, I'm not talking about forces obviously undertake military training. We're talking about civilian government officials, government officials appointed in departments like revenue department, like irrigation department. They are going to be now trained militarily. Uh, and we know that in parallel, a million army is also being established by the government. A new recruitment underway, conscription being reported to. So all that points towards a military escalation of the highest order in Ethiopia. Maybe the Prosperity Party government fears that there could be a big escalation against a country or internally in coming months or next year. That is why people should be fully equipped and trained for that. Thanks for watching.